Hey, everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me, as always, is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
Hi,
And lovely SDA is with us as well. Say hello.
I'm from Connecticut.
Also joining me is Grand Monkey. Say hi.
Yay!
How is everybody tonight?
I'm doing much better now that I've had some interaction with Grand Monkey.
Always makes my day better. Really does.
Yeah. She said, hi, Scribe. I'm like, oh.
It was cute. Yeah, she came down and she was screaming it before I ever had the microphone on. I was like, wait. Can you say Lords of the Night?
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, we need to cut that, and I need to put that at the start of videos or something now.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's my girl.
Lords of the Night.
So, how's everybody doing today? Anybody got anything we should hit before we do news?
No.
Oh, there's some things I'd like to hit, but those girls won't talk to me.
Nice. Little girl, put your shirt back on, right? Thank you, baby.
Sorry.
She's
funny.
pulling it up over her head.
Okay. I do have a instruction to read this ad from last night as soon as Mashisu and Sylvanas are in the stream or in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So I see Mash. Is Sylvanas here? Is Sylvanas expected to be here? I guess is the next question.
Mash is here. Oh,
Yes.
Sylvanas, yeah.
Yeah, Sylvanas. If Sylvanas isn't here, then I have to wait. Or
Got it. Sorry.
That's okay. So
I had a
Is this-
busy day. Ish.
Real quick, this ad, is this the Sanguine one from last night?
yeah, this is the bunny girl bisexual birthday hentai thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No.
I was
That's
just
okay.
wondering if I missed something else. Okay. Sanguine here?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, my only instructions were that both Mash and Sylvanas had to be here. I don't see Sylvanas yet, so I'm going to assume we're waiting. So I'll just keep it handy.
What was your big day about, SDM?
I did a whole bunch of work on getting my website up in preparation for, obviously I'm nowhere near like ready to publish anything, but I'm getting everything ready. I'm trying to like get a lot of stuff ready before school starts, just because once that starts, I'll have a lot less time on my hands, but I have half a website. Yay!
Cool. Scribbles, Mash says Sylvanas is gone for the night.
Yeah, I guess so. So I will hold on to this ad until such time as everybody who's supposed to be here to hear it is here to hear it.
Whose birthday is it? Was that for Mash's birthday or for Sylvanas?
Well, it's for Sylvanas, but Sanguine, it was inspired by a conversation that Sylvanas and Mash were having last night, and so wanted an ad that sort of combined the topics together. So
I was trying to figure out whose birthday it was, and if I knew
yeah, I got a little confused too, but
if I missed people's birthdays or something. So
No.
okay.
Yeah, we sang Happy Birthday briefly last night. So anyway, all that aside, so if it's tomorrow, it'll be tomorrow. Hi, Pat. See you in the chat. Bye.
Bye. That was so cute.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Say, your life makes me sad.
I
love you, baby.
Cute.
Oh, my God.
How do you not just have like a fucking heart attack from all that? That's so adorable. I can't.
Well, my neck was fine before she was born. That's all I'm saying. I OD'd on cuteness.
Aw. Well, if only there was a lot of cute things in the news today, but there's not, because, you know, it's the news.
Love you, baby. Night-night.
Bye, baby.
Take our bags.
Yeah, baby. We go, baby.
You can go ahead and talk. She's Snowstorm, thank you for the donation. Our trap's gay. Yes.
Oh, I
There you
haven't seen Snowstorm in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, Snowstorm. What's been going
It's
on?
nice seeing you. Hope everything's been okay.
Well, let's.
Saijin, is that how you say that? Yes, I am a grandpa.
Oh yeah, he is so a grandpa. He's about to become a grandpa twice over.
Indeed. Well, not about. We're still like 8 months away, 7 months away, something like that.
And you know, in geologic time, it's nothing.
As old as I am, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
thank you, Sanguine. Night, Grand Monkey.
What's Sanguine? I didn't see it.
Oh, just donation said. Good
oh,
night,
I'm apparently lagging on the chat for some reason. So.
Did your chat freeze?
No, it didn't freeze. Just that I think I'm just out of sync with you East Coasters.
Oh, the other night, Monkey, I think this happened to you, but my chat froze and like I had a couple super chats and it felt like a freaking ass because I didn't even see them.
Yeah, there was some confusion at the end of the stream last night. Somebody said that Scotch had made an ad request, but I don't have a record of it on the super chat thing. So I don't know if Scotch is in the chat, but if there's some clarification for that, I'll be more than happy to take it on. Otherwise,
oh, Snow says Snow's a he, right? We decided that.
we decided what his gender is. Yes, we've assigned his gender as a he, I think.
I was about to say, are you a doctor? Did you assign his gender?
I did. I assigned it at birth.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been sleeping or working the day, sleeping in the evening. Yeah, that's actually a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But we've missed you. It's nice to see you back.
Yeah.
Yay. So what do you guys want to start with? Because nothing really, as far as I can tell, major happened today. I could be correct, at least on the national news front. Basically, the only thing that was breaking news on our wonderful friends at CNN is Russia stuff. Do you care about Russia stuff today?
No, I don't care about Russia.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's not you.
No.
I am just so tired of hearing, nothing happened. Thank you, CNN. We know.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm always reaching for something. I probably should consult, websites that are other than CNN, but it's old habit, I guess. It's just sort of a reflex because back in the day, it used to be worthwhile. So technically, unless or until something really crazy happens, it's kind of just potpourri night, if that's okay.
Well,
and that will include MSS News. Sorry, what?
No news is good news sometimes.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of sort of fluff stories. I'll start with this one because this is sort of the most serious of the two that I found of headline-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And by itself, it's an awfully depressing notion. Nobody kill anybody. Baltimore hopes for homicide-free weekend. What kind of statement is that?
That
I know.
Sucks.
That is a sad commentary. That one sentence alone says a lot.
Please don't kill
Baltimore. Oh, yeah, please don't kill it. Just this weekend. Just let it go for this weekend. Like, what?
That is really sad.
Baltimore activist Erica Bridgeford's message is simple. Nobody kill anybody for 72 hours. That's a lot to ask for in a city on pace to record its highest annual homicide toll, a place still reeling from the racially charged riots that followed the 2015 death of Freddie Gray at the hands of police. So Bridgeford at the hands of police is... anyway.
That's a bullshit phrasing.
Yeah, that's CNN injecting.
What? Why is it?
Well,
I thought the Freddie Gray thing...
Well, because they didn't die at the hands of police. He died from injuries while in their custody, but they didn't physically kill him.
Right.
Didn't they get charged though, or am I mistaken?
They got prosecuted. Like three or four of the 6 officers involved all got prosecuted, and they were all acquitted one after the other. The city prosecutor was an absolute failure on it because they had no evidence that they actually did anything wrong, that this guy didn't.
Well, I guess I just missed that because the last I heard about it was that they had done like a rough ride or something and had purposely...
That was the accusation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm mistaken. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Let's see.
Snowstorm. Baltimore is a great place for target practice. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right.
Yikes.
So Bridgeford and other community leaders have been hitting the streets of West Baltimore, urging drug dealers and gang members to put down their guns from Friday through Sunday. Quote, "This is about a culture shift," she said. "It's about helping people realize they have a choice in their decision-making. Not just about committing violence, but about feeling hopeless, that there's nothing we can do about the level of violence in our communities." This just sounds more and more depressing as I read it, because shouldn't just common sense, but okay, it's Baltimore, I guess.
Oh, did we get Sweeper Steven?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
no, I did not.
Just stopping in before I start heading to into work, and I think you guys forgot about me. Did not get an ad last night, and I want SDA to do it.
You what? Hold on. Hold on. I could have sworn. Wait, Sweeper, just stopping in before, and you guys pick. Yeah, I know. I did one for you, Sweeper. I forget what it was. I might not have said your name in it. That could be the problem. Maybe that was my mistake.
But thank you,
gosh.
Sweeper. And sorry about that.
I'll tell you what, Sweeper, since I can't remember, I'll come up with something free of charge for my next night. I'll make a note of that, okay?
I'll read it. It's okay.
Thank you,
I
Cryptic.
don't mind.
That's like asking a fly not to land on a fresh pile of poo. Not happening. That's not in relation to what Scribe just said, but the story we had been talking about.
No!
Oh boy. Timing is everything, people.
Yes, it is. Yeah, guys, stop shooting each other, and law enforcement, stop begging.
Like, that
them
makes
to
me
do it
wonder,
and do your job.
because I know Atlanta's nothing like Baltimore or like Chicago,
Well,
but I'm wondering if that has happened where like Atlanta has. Can Atlanta go a weekend without a homicide? Like, now I don't know.
Well, here's the scary part. The statistics so far, with 208 homicides so far this year,
Oh God.
compared with 318 for all of 2016.
Jesus.
And police community relations stretch thin. Some residents doubt the ceasefire will be successful. Others see it as a way to start taking back control of crime-plagued neighborhoods.
This all happened. Like, is it just me, or has crime just skyrocketed since the whole Black Lives Matter thing took off?
Well, it has. Police don't want to get in trouble for shit. And granted, there's some who have deserved to get in trouble for it. But yeah, we saw this, maybe 6 months ago, there was a whole talk about the police work stoppage where they just don't want to go into bad neighborhoods. And yeah.
Almost as though there's like no-go zones or something like that.
Kind of, yeah. Anywhere there's the potential for, like, especially gang violence, which Baltimore is rife with that, it's going to be really bad. Real quick, let me get to 2 super chats here. Donald the Repentless, it's going to be sad in a couple of weeks. I go back to my school year work schedule, so I'll be working when you guys are on. Sorry to hear that. We'll miss you.
Yeah, we will miss you.
Just a donation from Peter, the real Peter. Thank you so much.
Hi, Peter.
It's the real Peter.
I love Peter.
Do you now? Do you really?
Do you love Peter?
Do you really love Peter?
You guys are gross.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Well, we're snips and snails and puppy dog tails. What do you want?
Exactly.
Let's see. So that was the. Oh God. Yeah. So this goes on for another page or so or two, and it talks about the riots. It talks about the history of violence and everything in Baltimore. It's just, I mean, like I said, the headline alone just says everything, really, doesn't it? It's just like, here's a town that can't have a day without people shooting each other. And, this doesn't require the police to have done anything wrong for it to happen. It just keeps happening every day. That's just ridiculous. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure if this is a cute story or a you're helping too much story, but the headline got me. A bullied kid had a rare escort to his first day of school. A group of bikers.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on here, but after months and months of being bullied in school, Phil Mick, that's his name, has a reason to smile. A new group of unlikely friends. Okay, more than 50 bikers escorted the 11-year-old to his first day at DeKalb Middle School in Waterloo, Indiana. They wanted to show the world Phil had people in his corner. Okay, what was up with Phil? His mom, Tammy Mick, that's just a weird last name, said the bike ride was the first time she'd seen him smile in a long time. She said he was bullied at his elementary school for the last 2 years. They were calling him fat, cussing at him, hitting him in private areas, Mick, 38, told CNN. He told me one day he wanted to end his life. Oh, Jesus. But Phil's new friends were determined to make sure that didn't happen. They wanted this year to be different. About a year ago, Phil's mom noticed he had bruises all over him, but he wouldn't tell her where he got them. He tried to shrug it off. He would tell me, "Oh, I fell," or something, she said. Finally, Phil broke down. Other students had been calling him poor and saying he was worthless. But I told him he can do anything in his life that he wants, Mick told CNN. I told him he was kind-hearted. He would help anybody in a heartbeat. When her son started to contemplate committing suicide, Mick knew she had to do something. She called James R. Watson Elementary School immediately to voice her concerns, but she said the administration brushed it off. Steve Tedders, superintendent of DeKalb Central Schools, told CNN he can't comment on a student's personal information, blah, blah. In December, the Mick family met Brent Warfield, the director of the United Motorcycle Enthusiasts, through an event to help pair low-income families with Christmas presents. Oh, man. Warfield gave Phil his very own bicycle. The now sixth grader loves to build and would like to work on cars someday. Once his mom told Warfield about the bullying, together they hatched a plan. Yeah, so they all like, they got pictures in. I'll send the link to the chat just in case anybody wants to see the pictures. Like all these bikers are just like taking this kid to school. It's
what's the date on this? Because I've heard these ones before. Is this a newer one?
Well,
Did
this
you put it in chat? Sorry.
One second, one thing at a time. I went to the super chat thing. Navigated away from the stream. 1 second. I think it was published just today, but I'll double check in a second.
While you're doing that, a couple of super chats. Thank you, Sanguine. Clearly, this isn't black people being violent. Bullets just falling from the sky in Chicago. Fucking climate change, right? And Snubbirth13 says, just got here. What's with the clickbait title? It's not a clickbait title. We'll get to that at YouTube time.
Okay. Yeah, so it was posted today. I assume it's a relatively recent story.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
cool.
the kid's actually fat. Okay. That explains.
Yeah. I mean, this kid.
Sorry, like I know that. Look, you should not beat up fat kids. By the way, SDA does not endorse that. But at the same time, you know, maybe don't complain that your kids. You know, like you have control over how much your kid eats. Maybe
Yeah, and I'm not.
keep his mouth shut. Just
I'm not sure that bikers are the best role models for bodily health either. So. But
come on, what's wrong with speed?
Yeah, I know, right? And it's just a little meth. It's nothing. Nobody.
Yeah.
Well, no, and meth would actually help with that weight problem.
Oh, Jesus.
What? You wouldn't get bullied from your fat anymore. I am all about
The
practical.
views expressed by SDA are not necessarily those different.
Yeah. No shit.
I'm not in favor of I don't know, of bullying kids into not being fat. That's rude.
Yeah, and as far as any other stories that jumped out at me, they're all like depressing, sad things, or something horrible happened, or like another kid in a hot car kind of thing, and it's just like, So,
okay, PSA to parents everywhere: don't put your kids, your dogs, your flamingos, your sex toys, whatever, in a hot car. You dumbass. All right, continue.
So I thought we would just jump into MSS News and take out some of the backlog on that, like we have been the last couple nights, unless or until something crazy breaks or whatever. So everybody in the chat, if you have news stories you'd like to have us read or consider for reading on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Oh, and by the way, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button because thumbs up make us happy in ways that we can't go into detail.
Ew, gross.
What?
That. It makes me happy.
Yeah, geez. Don't knock it till you try it there, SDA. Gosh.
She's dirty.
Well, she needs to take a bath. Take a bath.
You guys are disgusting.
She calls us disgusting, and her immediate thing is thumbs going in people's asses.
Yeah.
That was the insinuation. Don't act like it wasn't.
I don't know what word is that? I don't know what you mean. I have no idea. So let's see. So the first one in MSS News is from Harvos Marvos. But it sent a video. Okay. I can't do anything about a video. But I think I saw Washington Post article about this, but I don't know the details. Like Procter and Gamble made a commercial called The Talk, and it's supposedly addressing racism.
Oh, good for them, I guess.
I will try to find an article copy of it real quick.
Before you get there, Sanguine, thank you so much. Apparently, Sil is in again.
Oh, Sylvanus is here?
Honestly.
Can I... Is she here?
I haven't actually seen a...
Yeah, I know. Tell me that
Oh,
she's
I found
here.
it.
Oh,
You found it?
Sylvie?
Okay, can you...
Yep.
You want to read it, or do you want to send the link out?
What? I'm
Do you
sorry.
want to read it, or do you want to send the link out?
I thought we were reading
so
an ad.
Oh, the ad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
the ad.
Phil
Remember we waited
is
for
I was
here.
talking about the story. Yeah, I know about Good Lord. Okay, I got confused. I thought you were talking. I was looking for the article about this video. And I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, we
all
were.
right. All right, so
This
Sylvanus
is
is
a
here.
professional show.
All right, so thank you, Sweeper. I have a friend who is a cop there, and that place is a shit show. I'm assuming you mean Baltimore, or do you mean the biker town thing? Okay, well, let me
Was
get
that
this.
a baby
Could be both.
sneeze?
Is that what?
I thought I just heard a sneeze
Not for
No.
me.
Not
on
that I heard.
Monkey's end.
No, it wasn't
Okay.
anything over here.
All right, let me get this ad going real quick, because I did some work on this. I looked up some Japanese for this, because, you know, it's all hentai and stuff. All right,
Oh, God.
so Sylvanus and Mashisu, this is from Sanguine. And this would have been read last night in some... Actually, I've revised it since then, so it's better than it was. All right, here we go. Kawaii Onanako Mashisu. Banagaro Mashisu wants to give her senpai, Lady Sylvanus, the best birthday ever. But Sylvanus pays more attention to the Fox twins, Aiko and Akio, than she does to her. And so Mashisu sells her soul and her virginity to the sex god Tentaculus in order to make the senpai love her best. Will Mashisu gain Sylvanus' love in time for the birthday party? Kawaii Onaniko Mashisu.
Well done.
That was a lot.
I know.
That was
That even
something.
sounded Japanese.
I had like 3 people to try to fit into this, like 4 Sanguine, but I had to get... Anyway. What do you guys
thought it was
think?
great.
I can try to do a
Well,
cleaner version, or a more not stumbling over version at some point. But I just want to see if... what the fuck was that? That was an ad carried over from last night. The parties involved had to be present in order for me to read it. Was part of the agreement. So,
For those of you who don't understand what's going on Scribe's channel, if you donate $10, and remember, this is on Scribe's channel, if you donate $10 or more, he'll do an ad for you. You can either request a specific product, or he'll get a random one for you. And sometimes, some people, Sanguine, request very intricate things, and it has to be carried over into the next night. So that was the ad left over from last night, and it was very well done. You did a good job.
okay.
Speaking of, if you don't want to miss a single episode of The Lords of the Night, subscribe to all 3 of us on the YouTubes, and you won't ever, and it'll be great. So you won't ever miss it.
Okay, I found an ad regarding the MSS News thing. So, sorry, an article about the ad. So let me make sure they're not going to blast a video into my ears as soon as I start talking. And of course they are. Okay. So this has been making the rounds today. Procter & Gamble's new ad, The Talk, tackles more than selling soap. Because that's what Procter & Gamble should be doing? I don't know. A company best known for selling soap is hoping to start a new discussion about race in this country with a thought-provoking ad. The commercial is called The Talk. Quote, "There are some people who think you don't deserve the same privileges because of what you look like. It's not fair," the ad says. "Remember, you can do anything they can. The difference is you got to work twice as hard and be twice as smart," it continues. You got. And twice as smart, okay? The 2-minute ad released online last month showing Black mothers sharing their truths about bias and racial stereotypes growing up in America. The ad includes an exchange between mother and daughter. Mom, now when you get pulled over, daughter, Ma, I'm a good driver, don't worry. Mom, Baby, this is not about you getting a ticket. This is about you not coming home. Mark
Fear
Pritchard.
mongering is always a good idea.
Yeah, you know, yeah, race baiting, fear mongering. Mark Pritchard is P&G's chief brand officer, and he spoke with CBS News about the messaging behind the commercial. I think we know what the messaging is. Quote, this commercial, The Talk, is a powerful film that is really part of a broader platform that we have called My Black is Beautiful, he told us.
Real quick, I would just like to remind everybody that officers in Baltimore would like people not to shoot each other for 72 hours.
Yes. Thank you, Snubbirth.
Thank you, Snowstorm. Oh, Lord Scribe, you're going to hate me now that I know that, talking about your ad thing. And Snubbirth, thank you. You guys should dedicate a stream to Sanguine. He's practically paid for a car by Super Chat. Indeed. He's our employer at the moment.
I would be happy to have Sanguine on as our guest at some point if he.
Sanguine is my sugar daddy. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to. This isn't very much longer. The Talk enables. This is the brand guy at Procter and Gamble. Still, the Talk enables people. What the Talk enables people to do is to have conversations about. What the fuck? Okay, CBS
That's that
News.
Teen Vogue editing right there.
CBS News is just they hire CNN's editorial team. And when you have conversations and promote dialogue, that promotes understanding, Pritchard explained. The conversation has sparked debate on social media. Oh, has it? One tweet reads, "Thank you, Procter & Gamble, for such a thought-provoking commercial." I'm sure that wasn't a plant. But another tweet called it a racist ad and insulting and in poor taste. Jamila Lemieux focuses on race and pop culture as vice president of digital at One Digital, or I1 Digital. I never heard of it. I can't say I've seen a commercial like this before, she told CBS News. I guess I'm struggling to find the intended audience for this commercial. If it is in fact African Americans, then one can say you're preaching to the choir, Lemieux said. If this is in fact a commercial that is targeted towards white Americans, then I have to say this is pretty commendable. I'm wondering what the next steps are.
I'm going to forget about it until it comes up again.
Yeah. Preaching to the choir. Yeah. Okay.
Stupid.
All right. Well, that was the first MSS news story.
So this is just a blanket Procter & Gamble ad. It's not like a Q-tip ad or something.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I don't even know if any of their products appear in the commercial. It's just a social commentary film.
It would make sense if, like, you know, she gave her a whole bunch of cotton to stop any bleeding from getting beaten by police or something. Not saying that that's what should happen, because let's be honest, it's probably not what's going to happen. But I mean, if they're going to sell a product, if this is just virtue signaling jackass shit, go fuck yourself.
Well, it's a weird way to, it's a weird way to sell like, that's always weird when they do that, because it doesn't.
Well, they're not selling a product. They're selling an image that they are, morally clean.
But it doesn't even do that, because all it is, it's about you coming home. Okay, what does Procter & Gamble have jack shit? There's literally no message to this.
Yeah. It sounds like it's doing multiple skits based on social stereotypes and fear mongering.
Yeah, and like I said, it's always a little bit weird, because you're like, but what's the point? Like, you're trying to figure out what the point is, and like, what aren't you?
Well, now if
like,
they were,
is it really a commercial, or is it just a company-sponsored short film?
It's that. I think it's the latter. It doesn't sound at all like there's any kind of advertisement there. They call it an ad, but unless it like ends with, "And don't forget to take your shampoo with you." Or maybe this ad is targeted at the population of Baltimore that's shooting.
Wait, it's Johnson & Johnson, you said?
Procter & Gamble.
Procter & Gamble.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Why did I hear Johnson & Johnson? I think it's because you said shampoo, so I was like,
yeah, okay.
Clearly. And somebody in the chat brought up a good question, which is, what do you do once 72 hours are over in Baltimore? Like, is it just, all right, open season,
pretty much,
kill everybody?
Yeah, you're a good person if you do it.
Thank you, Cryptic. Good to see your streams go from less than 100 people to almost 200 in such a short time. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
We're growing, especially when we're on Monkey's channel because people love him better.
I don't know if they love me better, but they kind of listen now and then.
Let's see. What do we have next? We have a Dark Ages fortress in Scotland. You want to hear about a Dark Ages fortress?
That sounds interesting.
Okay, this comes from Froggy. Yeah, this might be Tail's house, for all I know. Dark Ages fort built by mysterious painted people found in Scotland. Okay.
Painted people? That sounds like code.
Whiteface or Scottface? I don't know.
Yeah.
Scott. A fort that is more than 1,000 years old, dating back to the time of Alfred the Great, has been unearthed in Scotland more than 200 years after it was thought to have been completely destroyed. The ancient fort was built by the Picts, a loose confederation of tribes who lived in what is now Scotland during the Dark Ages. The fort was likely a major source of power for the Pictish kingdom between AD 500 and 1000. In the 1800s, a town was built over the ancient stronghold known as Burghead Fort, and most archaeologists thought the last remaining traces of the fort were destroyed at that time. However, new archaeological excavations are revealing major structures hidden beneath the town, including a rare coin that dates to the period of English King Alfred the Great. Beneath the 19th century debris, oh, this is a quote, by the way, we have started to find significant Pictish remains, Gordon Noble, head of archaeology at the University of Aberdeen in Scotland, said in a statement. Quote, we appear to have found a Pictish longhouse. This is important because Burghead is likely to have been one of the key royal centers of northern Pictland. Yeah, that's kind of cool. There's not, they don't really have any pictures. They got like one picture. Picture?
I see what you did there.
Yeah. They got one picture of them sort of excavating it. I'll put it in the chat in case people are curious, but there might be more. I think there's an embedded link in there that says otherwise, but.
Okay. Real quick. Thank you. The next 6 minutes. Hero names: Spider Scribe, U.S. Crystal, and Captain Rance.
Captain Rance.
Monkey, there's a situation in chat that I feel that you need to be aware of.
What's that?
Weibo doesn't have a wrench.
What?
I know.
Monkey.
I don't have a video of short-legged Weibo running.
Oh,
Monkey! What?
Now it's an ultimatum.
You cruel, garbage human.
Oh, garbage human. No, see, that doesn't apply because he's a monkey. He is a monkey, not a human.
Somebody asked how you get a wrench. It is bestowed upon you by the owner of the Chanel.
Well, it all depends. How good are your oral skills?
Okay, we both had very different answers to that.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Depends on whose channel we're on, I guess. Let's see. Is this true? Are you guys ready for another story?
Yeah.
Of course.
This one also comes from Froggy. The headline kind of says it all. And this is not a satire site. Well, I mean, it's from Fox News, so it might be a satire site. Half the candidates in Detroit mayoral election are felons.
Okay.
Oh, my.
Half the candidates in next week's Detroit mayoral primary have been convicted of felony crimes, according to local analysis. The Detroit News found 3 of the 8 mayoral hopefuls have faced gun charges, 2 for assault with intent to commit murder, and a 4th candidate pleaded guilty to a non-gun charge years ago. While some of these cases date back to the 1970s, some are more recent. Well, under Michigan state law, convicted felons can vote and run for office so long as they are not incarcerated or guilty of crimes breaching public trust.
I don't know. I kind of feel like attempted murder.
Yeah, assault with intent to commit murder sounds like a breach of the public trust to me, but no. Let's see. The candidates are apparently open about their histories. Greg Bowens, a political consultant and former press secretary to former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer, told the Detroit News that the rap sheets aren't unique to this election or Detroit. Well, I suppose that's probably true. Anyway, that's the gist of the article. What else we got? Oh boy, I'm gonna get somebody other than appreciate all the stories, Froggy, but want to get some other stuff in here. Okay. Chieftain of Gaul sends us a spy story, I guess.
Oh, I thought there was like a chieftain of somewhere called Gaul and like shit went down. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a lot less exciting than.
Well, yeah, that's the name of the viewer.
I know, but
okay. Spies over Seattle. What's behind a mystery U.S. Air Force plane? And this comes from Russian Times. I'm sure it's completely accurate. A U.S. Air Force spy plane has been flying circles above Seattle for over a week. The military says it is on a routine training mission, while aviation analysts speculate it could be testing new surveillance technologies. Okay. I don't care. Whatever. Let's see what else we get. Oh, okay. This one comes from the First Cynic. A 9-year-old asked NASA for a job defending Earth from aliens, and the space agency personally responded. Oh, this ought to be cute. Can you guys still hear me? Hello? Am I cut off?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had myself muted. I muted myself to cough and forgot to undo it.
Oh, I was like,
why the hell? Okay, yeah.
I was like, did my connection drop? There's nobody saying like,
No, that was my fault there. Sorry about that.
Okay. Let's see. When NASA posted a job description for its planetary protection officer role, okay, the space agency was fishing for candidates with advanced degrees and experience working on interplanetary missions. I assume you mean interplanetary missions like of the mechanical kind, because we haven't sent anybody to the moon in 40 years or something.
You don't know that's true.
Well, yeah, I guess Apollo 18 and
they could have been lying to us. I mean, they faked the moon landing. They could be faking not landing there too.
Armageddon. I mean, we know all about the secret missions into space and stuff.
I've seen that shit. Don't lie to me.
What it did not expect, however, was an earnest letter from 9-year-old Jack Davis, a 4th grader who wrote the space agency asking if he could apply. The new job opening, which Business Insider first publicized in a story on Tuesday, pays up to $187,000 and is for NASA's one and only full-time planetary protection officer, a role established in 1967. Okay, the role is not only responsible for maybe the position, but anyway, the role is not only responsible for protecting alien worlds like Europa, an icy ocean hiding and potentially habitable moon of Jupiter, from germs on human-launched spacecraft, but also defending the Earth from contaminations by alien microbes. But enamored by the possibilities, Davis, a self-described guardian of the galaxy, summoned the courage to write and address a letter to NASA on Thursday. Okay, I will attempt to read this letter real quick. Dear NASA, my name is Jack Davis, and I would like to apply for the Planetary Protection Officer job. I may be 9, but I think I would be fit for the job. One of the reasons is my sister says I am an alien also. I have seen almost all the space and alien movies I can see. I have also seen the show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and hope to see the movie Men in Black. I am great at video games. I am young, so I can learn to think like an alien. Sincerely, Jack Davis, Guardian of the Galaxy. That's
nice.
I love
really
it.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Real quick, Snub Earth asked, Scribe, did you hear about the new Death Wish remake?
I watched the trailer. Let's talk about that when we get to deep topic territory.
We can do that. Yep.
Yeah. So here's the letter back from NASA. Dear Jack, I hear you are a guardian of the galaxy and that you're interested in being a NASA planetary protection officer. That's great. Our planetary protection officer position is really cool and is very important work. It's about protecting Earth from tiny microbes that we bring. We're always looking for bright future scientists and engineers to help us, so I hope you will study hard and do well in school. We hope to see you here at NASA one of these days. Sincerely, James Green, Director, Planetary Science Division. Oh, that was nice. It would have been
great if he had done P.S. It's a good thing you're a boy because we don't hire girls.
Wait, how do you know Jack isn't a girl? Huh, Monkey? Are you assigning birth at gender?
I am. Yes, I am. And I'm okay with it.
You're assigning birth at gender?
Apparently, we lost SDA to thunderstorms.
Oh, really? The thunderstorms? Oh, is that legit or is that a joke?
No, that's what she said in chat.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry, I was reading the article. Oh, well.
No, it's cool.
Come back to us soon, SDA, or if you can, ride the lightning. or something. Okay. What else do we have? Protest over a manatee. Okay. Tell me, is this an offensive story, Monkey? Is this politically incorrect? Because I only have the headline because it's like an animated GIF or something. More than 50,000 rubber ducks sailed through Chicago River to raise money for Special Olympics.
No.
Okay, I don't know. Are rubber ducks like a sign of like childishness or like low intelligence or something? I don't know.
I'm going with no.
Okay, I got to read this one. This comes from staff reporter Colleen Bernier. Man jailed for 10 years after he shoots lover in genitals by accident during hotel drink and drug-fueled sex game. David Jeffers fled from a hotel, leaving his partner dying on a bed with injuries to her bladder and female reproductive organs. The sexual fantasy... okay, so this was the sexual fantasy that led to this. The sexual fantasy was a loaded shotgun placed in the victim's vagina and mistakenly fired.
Why?
You're using a loaded shotgun as a dildo.
Yeah, even if you're going to use a gun, why a loaded one?
Okay, well, the woman didn't die, apparently, which I don't know if that's... Let's see. Okay, so a man has been jailed after he caused life-changing injuries, no doubt, to his female lover after bizarre sexual fantasy involving a shotgun went disastrously wrong. David Jeffers fled from a Manchester hotel, leaving his partner dying on a bed with injuries to her bladder. Yeah. The 46-year-old victim, who cannot be named for legal reasons, had informed Jeffers of her... Oh, she had informed Jeffers of her sexual desires via text messages a few days prior to the incident, with one message saying, "I can't sleep, so excited." Jeffers claimed to have found the antique shotgun in the toilet of the Wetherspoons pub at Leeds train station. Apparently this is a British thing. The victim, who worked as a manager in Stockport, Greater Manchester, had arranged and paid for Jeffers to stay with her at the Britannia Hotel on the evening of January 30th. The couple consummated. Oh, they did that too, I guess. The couple consumed cocaine and alcohol before engaging in sexual activity. Sometime after the weapon was inserted into the victim's genital area, where it is agreed Jeffers' hand was on the trigger at the time it went off. As his victim lay naked on the bed, Jeffers dressed himself and fled the hotel via a rear exit after phoning reception and telling a manager that a female had been shot.
Real quick, thank you, Jesse Green. Watch Jack, 30-year-old. That's back in relation to the NASA story game. Probably some guy actually living with his mom and dad. Okay, so you found a gun.
Yeah.
In a toilet. And guys, that's a bathroom over there. It's not necessarily found in the toilet itself.
Well, it could be.
But it could have been. Could be. But you found a gun in a toilet. And the best possibility, you found it in just the bathroom. And you take this gun and you don't even check to see if it's loaded, apparently. Stick it up this chick's snooch, who was apparently asking for it, and pulled the trigger and then left her there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you did anything wrong. I think it's really disgusting to stick a gun you found in a bathroom up some chick's snooch, but that's between you two. Leaving her there, I have a problem with. Leaving her there and phoning the front desk is kind of a dick move.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't add anything to either the story or your analysis, Monkey.
Well, not your analysis. Your analysis, nice. The only thing I would say is that it sounds like this has prohibited her ability to reproduce, and I think that's probably
yeah, that might be the case.
Next time, use a plunger, much safer. Thank you.
Yeah, plungers aren't loaded, just so you know, unless you've got like some kind of James Bond plunger. This one comes from staff reporter Colleen Bernier. This one's for SDA. Car filmed in bizarre upright position on Connecticut road. Now, from the picture that shows up in the thumbnail for the video at the top of the thing, it looks like a magic trick. I'll post this into the Cryptic. Thank you.
God bless my.
Do you want to read that
Chat
one?
is not
Cryptic?
updating. Just a second.
Oh.
Yeah, could you read it? My chat
Sure.
is not updating.
Cryptic, thank you. My friend is a nurse, and she saw a lady come in with a folding chair in her 2 holes, and it was stuck. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Rick James.
My God.
Well,
I'm wondering why it was stuck. Was it stuck because the 2 plunger, the 2 I don't know what you'd call them, ends were left on?
legs. The
little covers to the legs.
Yeah, little.
Or were they trying to be smart, pulled those off, and actually there was some suction at them? Because I've heard of that happening with bottles before.
Anyway, yeah. So Connecticut, a car landed in a crash on its ass end and sort of like balanced against some telephone pole wires or something. And apparently this video's gone viral because, you know, there you go.
But it was Connecticut, and we did that because we like to honor our fellow creators, and SDA, that's her home state.
So apparently the wind did this, I guess.
Just pick the car up and set it there?
A car that appeared to be floating in a bizarre position on a Connecticut road was tangled after traveling up a support wire during a storm. Oh, so it drove up a wire, and that's how it got hung up.
Nice.
Okay. Everybody's okay, though, as far as I can see. Yeah, the mother and her children were rescued safely from the vehicle. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Weird stuff in Connecticut, like SDA. I'm not gonna. I'll read the headline just so this is a thing that happened in the world. But the story, and not any shade thrown to the person who submitted it. This is from Callie Jackrabbit. Man kills stepdaughter for asking for food.
Oh, fuck him. I hope he gets raped in prison till he dies. And I mean that sincerely.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where it's like, I hope he lives a very long time with a very ripped up rear end. Okay, let's see. Everyday Feminism. I haven't seen from them for a while. Let's see. This comes from staff reporter Jack Cochran. Oh, here's a wonderful headline that's thought-provoking. I wonder if Proctor Gamble wrote this one. Should light-skinned people of color voluntarily exclude ourselves from people of color spaces?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is by Nico Dakumos. Now, this is Everyday Feminism. This was posted on August 2nd. This is not a satire site so far as I know, although it is Everyday Feminism, so you can never be sure. But I will read a little bit of this to see what the logic is behind it. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could get all the cool stuff that Black, Indigenous, and people of color get, like richly artistic, these are bullet points now, richly artistic cultures that have been setting trends in music, dance, art, and fashion for hundreds of years? Yeah, you're right. There are no non-people of color cultures that have done that either. You're right. Ancient and powerful cultural and spiritual practices passed down through generations. Yep, that's a total... yeah. And seasoned food. Without all the problems like disproportionate incarceration and extrajudicial murder, high incidence of low self-esteem, depression, and suicide, decreased life expectancy. There is a way to get lots of the good stuff and avoid lots, but not all, of the bad stuff. It's called being light-skinned or white passing. Really, though, don't get mad, my fellow light-skinned and white-passing BIPOC. Oh, Black, Indigenous, and people of color.
Yes,
I'm
that's
not,
a new term.
Oh, great. BIPOC. BIPOC? Okay. I'm not saying that we don't face many of the same problems as other BIPOC, but it's ridiculous to deny the fact that our experiences are easier than dark-skinned people's. There are too many concrete statistics to the contrary. To be fair, us light-skinned and white-passing people cannot just snap our fingers and nullify colorism. We cannot return our privilege to the privilege store. My brain is oozing out of my ears like toothpaste just reading this bullshit.
This is retarded.
Okay. Okay, I'll read just a little bit more. I'll put a link in the chat in case people want to read it themselves.
I read this story the other day.
Did you? Okay, I hadn't seen it.
I don't know if it's the exact same one, but it's the opening didn't seem the same. But when you got to like that third paragraph or second paragraph, it was very familiar.
Let's see. Okay, but there are still some things we can do to address our privilege, like not automatically assuming that we are entitled to be in all BIPOC spaces all the time. Segregation, everyone. I mean, it's not even segregation. It's a subclass of segregation because first and foremost, you have to have. Okay. What?
They shouldn't be allowed in all BIPOC spaces.
Yes.
Even though they are.
Yes.
BIPOC.
This is what I'm talking about. This. So first and foremost, you have to segregate everybody by either white or non-white, but then you have to further segregate by dark or light, because we're all turkeys. It's like, okay. Oh, here's the mid-article giant bold-faced question breaker of the paragraph. Are separate spaces based on race racist? Question mark. I don't know. Why don't you tell me, person? Because if you are separating people on the basis of skin color, do you think that might be racist? Oh boy, we're taking a step back. Okay, and I'm reading this as it is written. Dig, if you will, the picture. A group of gazelles gathers by the watering hole to strategize about how to avoid being eaten by lions. Also, just to kick it and admire each other's stripes and horns. A group of lions gathers on the plains to strategize about how to catch and eat gazelles more effectively. Also, just to play a round of golf and talk about wealth management. Lions find out about gazelles gathering together and get very upset, calling the gazelles' separatist meeting unfair and reversed speciesists. They demand that lions be able to attend gazelle meetings. After all, aren't gazelles allowed to attend lion meetings? It's just a coincidence that gazelles who attend lion meetings sometimes get mauled and eaten. You think I'm being funny, but I'm not. No, I found nothing funny about that at all. And not in the sense I was offended, but in just the absolute absence of humor. But that's just me talking. See, the way that this society is set up, Black...
Oh my God. I was just yelling at you again, muted.
Oh,
sorry.
you mean...
No, I said the difference here...
Proceed, I will break. Go ahead.
The difference here, dumbass, is that we are all people. We're not lions and gazelles, for fuck's sake. Go fuck yourself. There, I feel better now that you can actually... I was like, why isn't he pausing for me to talk?
I'm well, in the absence of SDA, I have to step all over you.
Yeah. Let me know when you're done with this story, because I'm done with
okay, I'm gonna just read the last paragraph or two here, because it goes on for another like 3 or 4 pages, and it's not worth going on.
I wasn't being rude. There's a reason I want to know when you're done.
Sure. Okay, I'm almost done with this. There's more. There's lots more, but I'm going to stop it after this next bit. You think I'm being funny, but I'm not. See, the way this society is set up, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, especially those who are Black and brown with darker skin tones, spend an inordinate amount of time trying to avoid the dangers of racism that are instigated by white people. Meanwhile, the reaction of your typical white person to BIPOC expressing the levels of anxiety and terror they must manage while navigating emotionally, economically, and physically violent white supremacist spaces is shrug. And it's a little shrug, where you ASCII thing. In this context, shrug means 1, I don't give a fuck. 2, hands thrown up incredulously as if to say, I don't understand what you feel, why you feel that way. I don't see color. 3, why couldn't Kanye just accept that Taylor was the better artist? What's the problem? And 4, all of the above.
I hate whoever wrote that. I really do.
I gotta, is this person, who is this? Nico D-A-C-U-M-O-S. Nico Dakumos. They've done 2 articles for Everyday Feminism. These are, I would hope, simply op-eds and not some claim to be actual journalism. They have a website. Oh, Nico is
A moron.
well, among other things. Oh, there's a video on YouTube where Nico gives a speech.
Oh.
Nico Dakumos, Becoming the Man I Was, Men's Story Project. I may have to look at this. It's from 2010, so it's a little bit old, but anyway, I'll keep that bookmarked for another time. Okay, we are at the top of the hour. Do you want to do some more MSS news? Or you want to jump into YouTube stuff?
Let's jump into YouTube stuff, but before we do that, apparently it's the Lucky Pop-Tart's birthday. Poppy!
Oh, Lucky Pop-Tart.
So,
okay, here we go.
happy
You count down. You count
birthday.
down. 3, 2.
No, we decided last night that the charm of us is not getting it right, so we're gonna do this our way.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Poppy. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, Poppy.
Thank you,
Tell the girls I
Pop-Tart.
said hi.
Happy birthday to the Pop-Tart.
Okay, so YouTube time.
P-Dog
STA,
Night
what'd
asked,
you do?
P-Dog Night asked a really good question real quick. Should people who need crutches be allowed in people with wheelchair spaces?
No, and they shouldn't be allowed where us normal walkers are either, so fuck 'em.
No. Yeah, you know, ableist segregation. Yeah, SDA, what did you do? I know that SDA set up a website today for Baywatch, I believe. Is it? Or is it her book?
Ben Masta brings up the whole royalties for Happy Birthday. That's not true anymore.
Right. That got overturned a long time ago, thankfully.
A year or so ago now, I think it was.
At least. We were, with that rendition, we were in no danger of violating copyright. Do not worry. Yes.
I think that's become the new thing, guys. So we will happily sing to you on your birthday.
Yeah.
But keep in mind how it will be sung.
Wait, Monkey, did you upload a video during the stream again?
Me?
You? Okay. Well.
Well, technically, it was uploading and getting ready to go before the stream. It just hadn't finished.
You know, I think this is the second time this has happened. So, for all of you that complain whenever I post something like an hour before stream time or 30 minutes, I think I don't get to have any more complaints on that. Monkeys.
See, there's no chance that people are gonna like go watch my video and miss the first part of the stream. They just have to wait now and watch it after. They'll be fine. There's
no chance. Okay. I'm trying to remember because let me check, make sure I understand, because I don't want to misquote what SDA's website project is. Or was that even supposed to be talked about? I don't even
She
know.
mentioned her website.
Oh, that's right, at the top of the screen.
But I don't think she gave us a name or anything for it.
Yeah. So SDA has started a website for
something
stuff. I think it's for her book.
Oh, she's here.
Oh, there you are.
What's
tell
up?
Tell us about your website. What's the website for?
Yeah, it's an author website, so for my book, but then also books in the future, if that makes sense, because there's planning on more than one.
Hang on 1 second here.
Okay.
Can you yell "Happy Birthday, Poppy"? Can you yell "Happy Birthday, Poppy"? Oh, she got a mouthful of chocolate. Okay, she would say it, Poppy, but she has a mouthful of chocolate. Hi, baby.
Okay. Once she eats her chocolate.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, like, so I've been posting the character portraits and stuff on on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and all of that's on the website as well. So. Oh, that was so cute.
That was still said with a big mouthful of chocolate.
Oh, yeah, it sounded
really
like
cute though.
Okay, you guys keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Where'd she go?
What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Oh, what's YouTube time? So we're just talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I promise I'm gonna make a video, and I'm so mad at you, Monkey, that you put up the Adam ruins everything one, because I was like, a video.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody's gonna be like, see, STA copies Monkey.
That's okay. Everybody knows it's true.
It's not. We have ideas independently of one another. It's just we spend too much time together, I think.
Yeah, as Chad is saying, it's very universal. The baby's going to talk. We all shut up. We're all giving her the space she needs to say something profound. Yes.
She's not so much talking as she's sucking down that chocolate bar.
Mm-mm.
Is that good? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was so cute.
Scribbles.
Yes.
Did you do stuff today? You made a video.
I did. So I finished my latest foray into the world of TEDx. So a lot of the commenters have said something, have described the video as the speaker being essentially a child abuser. I didn't get that explicit because I thought it was pretty well implied in some of my comments and just what he was saying. The speaker is a family therapist, not Dr. Hoff, by the way, who describes his own childhood experience of being confused about his gender identity. And while he says he is cisgendered, there's a lot that makes me think that there's gender fluid or something going on there, but that's beside the point. What he goes on to talk about is how he apparently took great pleasure in counseling a pair of very worried parents about their 9-year-old who had been dressing up in a feminine fashion. And between between 9 years old and 12 years old, he counseled them to where the crowning achievement was the mother and the now 12-year-old daughter, went from a boy to a daughter, was in a pride parade together. And over the course of the speech, he talks about how it is the responsibility of the parents and the community and everybody else to retrain themselves to accept this child's interpretation of things and listen to the wisdom of your 9-year-old. And
God,
I mean, I could go on, but really you just kind of have to experience it by listening to the guy. And I get creeped out. When I was making this video, I obviously had to listen to the thing, 2 or 3 times in the editing and everything else. And I just thought, by the conclusion of it, I felt like these parents had been guilt tripped into thinking that their concern over their interpretation of what was going on with their 9-year-old was bad, that it was a moral wrong, and that they had to internalize this into guilt and then, express the reverse as encouragement and acceptance and celebration of what their child has decided that they are at 9 years old. Like I say, there are most definitely children that are born that have dysphoria or have, some, opposite notion from what biology would say otherwise, and that's absolutely fine. It's when I hear stories like the one our speaker describes where it's not as cut and dry, but he is certainly sure of exactly what reality is and encourages the parents to give a child praise and attention, which of course would never encourage a child to do something they might not otherwise do in exchange for that kind of love.
That's Scribe, you know who that is.
Oh, who's that? It's me.
Oh, yep, that's SDA there too.
Oh, can she hear me?
No, she can just see you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, tell her I say hello.
Scribe says hi. Say hi, Scribe. What? Oh, you want my monkey?
She said hi, Scribe, very loudly before the stream started. It was very cute. My teeth just about rotted away from the sweetness of it all. Anyway, that's what I worked on today. Tomorrow I'll be doing the DC TV Universe stream about 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I've got a potential project in the works on a Vox video. And now that I found this Nico Dakumos spoken word thing from 7 years ago, our friend who's told us now that light-skinned people of color should be separated from dark-skinned people of color, I might do something on him, depending. So that's where I'm at.
I think it was Zenith asked, what happened to Dr. Hoff? Any?
So Dr. Hoff, he posted a video a few weeks ago, but it wasn't on anything that I had anything to say about. He was talking about a psychological therapy theory that was just his interpretation of stuff and not something that I had anything to say on. So it wasn't social justice related. It wasn't accusatory on the part of either the patient or the doctor on what to do without this. It was. I'll mention it later what it is, because it's important at least to say what it was. But
Okay.
yeah, no, he's been active and he's done a lot of podcasts with people on subjects that if he did videos on them, I would do videos on that. But he only does videos once in a blue moon now. So.
Well, you have people waiting for him when he does.
I swear that as soon as he posts something that's worth talking about, where is it here? Hold on, let me just to make sure. Yeah, so his last video was, is attachment theory overrated? And the attachment theory deals with children and not cutting the apron strings and all that other kind of stuff. And it's some therapeutic thing, and he gave his opinion on it. And I listened to it and it was like, okay, I don't know. So
I have made 2 videos now today, and actually one of them was made very early in the morning last night, and one was finished about an hour before the stream. But yes, my internet sucks, guys, so it actually finished uploading during the stream. The first one was on the whole bullshit going down with YouTube and my thoughts on it, because people keep asking me. I know tons of people have been doing videos on this, but figured I'd get it out there for those who want my opinion. There it is. And I finished that video by telling people, if you've been thinking about making a YouTube channel, do it. Just still do it. Don't worry about this stuff. Just go out there and have fun and make videos. And I stand by that more than anything else I said in that video. The latest one, the one that you guys can watch after this, is about Adam Ruins Everything. I almost did this video last night instead of the YouTube one. And I kicked myself because I woke up from my nap this afternoon and saw both Irate Bear and No Bullshit had done videos on it. So I still wanted to have my say on it because it's really fucking stupid.
who is Adam Ruins Everything?
He's the incredibly metrosexual dude who does a show on, I think it's True TV.
Oh,
And yeah, as College Humor hosted one of his episodes of that today, and or it was 2 days ago, I think it was, where he's talking about alpha males and how alpha males don't really exist. And the problem is, for those who are asking who Adam is, his name is Adam Conover. He does a little show called Adam Ruins Everything where he debunks stuff. And sometimes he debunks stuff, and sometimes he does like he did today, where he sets up a whole bunch of straw men and then beats the fuck out of them.
What, like an alpha male would?
Yeah, kind of, except for in a very, very gay way.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised to learn this guy was straight, and I did look it up. I did look it up because I didn't want to, I didn't want to assume he was gay. So I looked up stuff on him to find out more about him too. It wasn't just about him being gay, although that was, I won't lie to you, that's the major thing I was searching for. Because I'm like, this guy's got to be gay. What's he talking to a woman in a bar about beta and alpha males for? I mean, he could talk to men about that, but why? But anyway, so yeah, it turns out he's kind of straight. But the stuff he talks about in here, it's literally him setting up a straw man and then just beating it up in order to prove that there's really no such thing as an alpha male.
Oh, you know, it's a very old hobby to dismiss something that you are jealous you are not.
Well, he points to like this the the origin of alpha wolf apparently came from some dude in the 70s who has since renounced it because he did a study on wolves that were in captivity. And turns out if you watch wolves in the wild, they don't really have an alpha. It's more of a community where the mother and father protect their young.
Okay.
It's not the alpha male goes and, you know, fucks all the little she-wolves. But in captivity, it's still there. So the idea that even this guy who supposedly renounced all of his own work is fucking wrong because his own work was right. If you put wolves in captivity, an alpha emerges. Well, one of the things that Adam brings up is that, you know, an alpha male, you know, your typical bro dude would be completely out of place and totally not the alpha. He actually uses the example of at a Dungeons and Dragons game. Go fuck yourself, by the way, Adam. But his point being that, you know, you're not an alpha all the time because if you put him in different settings, it's different. And humans are different than other animals. Like, no, dickhead, you just proved the original experiment. In certain situations, there's an alpha.
Yeah.
For both wolves and people, dumbass.
Yeah, you want captivity? How about in a business or in a particular social group or something like that?
Yeah,
right?
And it's just so irritating, the shit that he says. And we all know what people are talking about with an alpha. If you're in business, is different than, you know, your Jersey Shore bro dude. They can both be seen as alphas for different reasons. But if you go to, say, a new job in a corporate tower and somebody talks about the alpha, you're going to know who they mean. The CEO, the top dog, the guy on top, or the girl, let's be honest. But that doesn't happen.
On top.
But this idea that because, let's say, even wolves don't have alphas, that we can't use the term alpha to describe what we're talking about is fucking retarded. Just saying.
Yeah, if you want to know about alpha... sorry, go ahead.
I did have fun with that video. I enjoyed that one a bit.
I hate this. You know, there's always this slight lag in the stream, so I think that you've stopped, and then I start talking, and I feel like an asshole.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I know.
It happens to all of us.
I know. It just bugs hell. I mean, yeah. No, if you've ever worked in sales, an alpha will rise. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just. And like I said, and that is a captive environment. It's not captivity, but when it comes to that dynamic, yeah. So, and there's not an alpha male. Did this guy go to high school?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shy Gamer in chat just repeated what Adam does. Actually, wolves don't have alphas and betas. It's been proven that was human misunderstanding. Wolves are family groupings. Actually, that's not what was shown. If you go, I read the fucking study they talked about. They do not say that this doesn't actually happen. It's that it happened only in captivity.
Right.
It only shows up in wolves. And they are very specific about this, that in captivity, there's a male wolf who basically runs everything. He gets all the bitches. He is the alpha male.
So are you working on anything else or anything, any streams or projects upcoming?
I may or may not still do a stream tomorrow with Hayes.
What time would you be doing that?
I don't know. I've been needing to get back with him all week, but I've been sleeping really fucked up schedule this week because Little Bud hasn't been here. So I really haven't had a chance to talk to him. If not, we'll set it up for next weekend or something. But eventually you might see a stream pop up out of the blue.
Okay.
Nothing scheduled.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to do DC TVverse. I know there's a few people in chat who have been begging me to talk about this. And there's actually something that came out today about a new character that's coming in the next season of Legends of Tomorrow that is apparently, if the rumors are true, they created this character specifically as an answer to Trump, as a commentary against Trump. It is a character, as I understand it, from the DC universe. I am not as well versed in DC. The character is Muslim, female, and her superhero name is Isis.
Fuck.
I'm not saying, now look, I'm not saying like, okay, take all power that you can from the murderous assholes in the Middle East for that name, because that name should not be associated with that, because Isis, the goddess, is, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
All the same, if the commentary is, oh, we're going to put this character in here to sort of thumb our nose at Trump, you might have picked a different character given the political connotation. Anyway. Moving on. Shall we talk?
Real quick, guys. Isis is the name of a god. That's real.
Yeah.
Might not have been the best pick here.
I'm still. I have to look up that story a little bit more and get a better handle on exactly what they're planning on doing with that, or what the purpose is. But yeah, I mean that's also like Archer, the organization that Archer worked for in the first couple seasons was ISIS, but that was before ISIS really existed. So when that happened, they got rid of the name ISIS for that, which I'm given the situation, I can completely understand why they do that. But anyway, Death Wish.
Before we get to that, there is a little bit of YouTube stuff that I'd like to go over.
Oh, sure. Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, the name of the stream. Yes, of course.
Yeah. And before that, apparently Joy Sparkles is leaving YouTube. I don't know anything about that. People have mentioned it in chat. I saw somebody mention it elsewhere, but something to keep an eye out on if you guys are interested in her drama crap at all.
Okay.
Now about this. Let me put the link here in chat so people can read it all if they want to, because I'm not going to read the whole thing here.
Sure.
It's long. It's very repetitive. They do one of those things where they repeat the same word over and over again. But what is the name of these two dumbasses?
Heckle and Jekyll?
Close.
No.
Zombie Go Boom is the name of their channel. They have instigated a class action lawsuit against YouTube for the adpocalypse.
Oh, okay. What's the argument?
Claiming that the way that it was handled was not even-handed, that it wasn't fair, and that they are owed damages from it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Do they state what the legal argument is?
They do. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm about to choke here. 1 second.
Oh, don't do that.
No, I just swallowed wrong and it got stuck in my throat. And ever since I had the surgery, they jammed a tube down my throat during surgery, and there's scar tissue in there, and I choke on fucking everything.
Ugh.
Let's see. Sweet and Mir are the name of the two guys who are doing this. And it says, Sweet and Mir say YouTube content providers had no chance to alter their content to fit the new guidelines after the adpocalypse. YouTube simply began implementing them without notice, they claim. Overnight, thousands of content providers' videos were demonetized, they say. To make things worse, see what I mean? They say that.
Yeah.
To make things worse, the algorithm failed to do what it was supposed to do, according to this YouTube class action lawsuit. The plaintiffs claim the algorithm failed to capture content that violated the new guidelines, and at the same time, it targeted for demonetization content that should have been left alone, including content from Zombie Go Boom. They seek to hold YouTube accountable for these allegedly unjust losses of revenue that they and their proposed class action members suffered. Their YouTube class action, oh my goddamn. They claim it's a violation of California's unfair competition law. So this is a thing. It's going to cover any providers who've been on the platform since 2006, and who have had videos available for public viewing from March 1st through now.
So, okay, I'm not a lawyer. My first question would be, is there anything in the terms of service for being a YouTube content creator that YouTube violated in the process of this? If not,
No.
if not, then you've got no case, dude, because you implicitly agreed to the terms of service when you started your channel and started uploading content that YouTube could at any time at their own discretion do whatever the hell they like because you are on effectively private property. Now, maybe there's a loophole here. Maybe there's a conflict between California law and the terms of service of YouTube. I don't know. But my first impression is I seriously doubt that you have any rights that YouTube isn't providing you. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah. I don't think that they're going to be able to show that YouTube did anything illegal here.
right.
Because one of the things, I mean, how that falls under unfair competition.
Yeah. See,
The only way that would kind of
Mhm.
fall under that is that their algorithm wasn't catching everything,
Mhm.
but the algorithm's not going to be perfect.
The only ambiguity I could think of, depending on state law, is when you're called a YouTube partner or an ad-aware, or not ad-aware, but AdSense partner.
Mhm.
That might have legal implications that extend beyond whatever YouTube means it to mean. An argument could be made, depending on what state you're in, that implies something more than simply being, because right now, you and we are not employees of YouTube.
Right.
We are not affiliated with YouTube as corporate entities or anything,
No.
but we are called YouTube partners.
Let me throw out another scenario.
Sure.
I've never watched Zombie Go Boom until today when I saw this.
I've never heard of them. How many subscribers do they have?
A couple million.
Gee, see, this is okay.
I don't know if they have actually 2 million. I know they have over 1 million.
Sure.
But so I went to their channel expecting to find a video about the lawsuit because, of course, who wouldn't make a video about suing YouTube?
Right.
Well, they do have a video up about suing YouTube. It says, "We're suing YouTube." And then you go watch their video and they start out telling you, "We're suing YouTube, but we're not going to talk about it because that can hurt our case." Wait, this all happens within like the first 30 seconds or so of a 4.5 minute video. The rest of the video, and I am not making this up, is them shilling their Patreon. Wait. To get $10,000 a month. And they actually have a little whiteboard where they've written up why they need $10,000 a month. And
I can imagine. They don't have jobs.
They think they deserve $10 an hour for what they do. Real close. Thank you. Nope. Monkey, on the other hand, YouTube would be forced to disclose their methodology for demonetization. I doubt it will get that far.
I would be surprised.
It's possible, sure, but even in that case, I would imagine it would be kept well under wraps. But anyway, yeah, they need $10,000 a month, and they break down why it's not actually that much money because there's the two guys, and for each of them, it's that comes up to $1,600 a month, I think each. I forget the math.
Yeah,
and then they have a full team. I can't remember if it's 5 more or total. There's 5 of them. So there's all that.
Yeah,
and then they need $1,000 worth of equipment every month. Right, buddy. Love you. Drive safe.
$1,000 worth of equipment every month.
Well, you know, sometimes cameras break and it's expensive. Yeah, they just have this whole list of stuff, and then they even go, you know what? If you don't think we're worth $10 an hour, we're at least worth the minimum wage of $7.25, which comes out to $7,800 a month.
You are worth as much as someone is willing to pay you, and that is
yes, because
for fuck's sake.
You know what? I think I'm worth a ton. I really do.
Yeah.
But whether or not people are willing to give me that much money is a whole nother story.
And here's the other thing, and just to embellish what I was talking about before, in order for these guys to successfully sue Google, because they're going to be suing Google or Alphabet or whoever the hell runs YouTube now, they have to prove damages. And damages can only happen if they have been unfairly treated. And the terms of service, like I said, I have not read every minutia of the terms of service, but I would be surprised if the lawyers that Google hired for the sake of YouTube terms of service weren't agents of the devil and didn't know exactly how to word it to ensure that they had every power to do whatever they wanted at any time to any content creator. Oh, thank you, Adam R.
Thank you, Adam R. Hey, I'll throw $10 at the screen.
Hey.
Guys, I need a minimum of $50,000 a month to maintain the lifestyle I would really like.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm worth it.
Grand Monkey needs $1,000 worth of Care Bears every month.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's just a necessity.
Do you know how much Care Bears cost?
Yeah. Good God. I mean,
fucking
it is just,
assholes. You know, I sympathize with the people who've lost money because of the adpocalypse. I really do. I think I disagree with him from time to time, but he's a likable fellow. And this hit him hard because he's been doing this pretty much as his only job for a while. He's recently bought a house. He's about to have a baby, and then all this shit hits. That had to be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So he got his ass to work and started making more videos and trying to figure out ways to do it. And even he has a little shill video, which I have no problem with people shilling their Patreon by all means. But when you come out and say, I need $10,000 a month, my first reaction is, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
How are you any different? I mean, that's panhandling.
Oh, yeah.
It's pricey panhandling. It's technologically based panhandling, but it is no different than panhandling. And for what? I've never heard of these guys. I mean, I'm always amazed every time I see a channel that's got like 5 million subscribers, and I've never heard of them at all. Like I had never heard of Jake Paul until what 2 weeks ago or something when the whole drama alert thing happened. I'd never heard of him at all. I didn't even know he existed. And he's like 6 million subscribers.
You went through puberty quite a few decades ago.
I guess so. But yeah, I need $10,000 a month. Oh, that'd be great. You know what? $10,000 a month. Jeez, what could I do with $10,000 a month? Jeez, you know, I do absolutely nothing with it. I'd invest it and put it away because I'm not an idiot. But still, you're worth as much as someone is willing to pay you. And these guys are not employees of YouTube. They are not owed anything by YouTube. And I've talked about this before. This is the pitfall that some people have, and it's not to denigrate people who have made a career out of YouTube and everything else, but every day you are living on the razor's edge of them deciding to change things that will pull the rug out from under you, because YouTube revenue, whatever it is not a guaranteed revenue stream. It is not a paycheck. You don't have a work contract. You are just making use of a platform and gaining whatever you are allowed to gain from it. And now some people are set for life. You know, PewDiePie is never going to have to worry about money again. You know, some people really lucked out in the early years and have gone on and they're fine. But you know, if you're going to try to make a career out of this as your only source of income, be aware you are not owed anything that they don't decide to give you. You know? Well,
here's another thing with it. These are two guys who make videos. It's about zombie. They call it a cross between Mythbusters and the zombie show. What's it called? I just had it.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Thank you. Thank you, Cryptic. Shit, man, I make enough cash to live comfortably, but not 10K a month take home. I spend extra cash on here, but that's my biggest expense. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Hey, if we're your biggest expense, I am happy to be your cocaine.
Absolutely. We will. Yeah. They have a crew of at least 5, maybe 7 if you count them. And I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could remember. I watched the video real fast. Wasn't paying a whole lot of attention until he started talking about the 10K stuff. And then anyway, you can take that down to 3 if you need a cameraman, because from what I've seen from the videos, it's just the 2 of them on camera and then a cameraman. That's 3 people. That cuts, you know, the $10 an hour wage for 2 people. And yeah, it sucks for those 2 people, but that's how business works. If you want to bitch and try to pretend that you're in business, at least fucking learn how business works.
How How old are these guys about? Or do you know?
Mid-20s ish.
Okay.
So that's the first thing you do. Second, you don't have to. My problem with them is not that they asked for money. I really have no problem with that. I really don't. They provide content. If people enjoy their work, I do the same thing. If you like my work, I appreciate every donation I get. I don't expect it though.
Right.
And that's the problem with the way they come off, is that it's like we are owed this amount of money. Because when they first started talking about it, I actually thought that was the terms of the lawsuit that they were asking for. That they were asking YouTube for $10 an hour. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And no, it turns out that he's just shilling his Patreon, and he does it in such a you owe us this kind of way. Like, go fuck yourself. No, fuck you.
Right. No.
But that's what the title on this is not clickbait, guys. There really is a lawsuit. It's a class action brought by zombie dickheads, whatever their names were.
Yeah.
And it's out there. So
yeah, and it's going to go practically nowhere. I mean,
even worse, if this does succeed, do you know what it's going to do to creators? It's going to fuck everybody. Because YouTube is going to have to go, all right, we're going to have to watch everything that gets uploaded, and they can't do it.
Right. I mean, they'd probably be better off shutting down YouTube.
They would just pull profit sharing altogether.
Right. They just say, okay, no more ads.
Nobody gets ads. Yep.
Yeah, nobody gets ads unless you're YouTube. Unless the only thing that they'll have YouTube Red be the subscription thing. They'll reduce services on anything that isn't YouTube Red and just say, fine, we're a cable channel now. And they can do it because it's their company anyway.
Yeah.
But real quick, as a quick segue to YouTube Red, I just read this. I'm not sure, Monkey. You tell me, is this bad or is this good? YouTube Red is making a Karate Kid sequel series called Cobra Kai with the original stars.
They're like my age. Nobody wants to. Actually, they're older than that because they were older than me when it came out. No.
Who
wants to see 50-year-old men beat each other up?
Let me read the synopsis thing here. A brand new sequel to the 1984 classic The Karate Kid is on its way, and this one, like the first three films, stars Daniel LaRusso himself, Ralph Macchio. It's a streaming show called Cobra Kai and will also star William Zabka, better known as playing the evil Johnny Lawrence in the original film. He's the star of the show, which takes place in modern times 30-plus years after the original film. The Hollywood Reporter says the show, quote, revolves around a down-and-out Johnny who, seeking redemption, reopens the infamous Cobra Kai dojo. It reignites his rivalry with now successful Daniel, who has been struggling to maintain balance in his life without the guidance of mentor Mr. Miyagi.
Does it have the hot Korean chick from the second movie?
If only.
Okinawan chick, because she was supposed to be from Okinawa. Real quick, thank you, Sweeper Steven, just stopping in one last time before I start work to show some love. I love you back, man. Thank you so much.
It says it's kind of supposed to be a lighthearted and have comedy bits.
Ben Master in chat. Sweep the floor, Johnny. Sweep the floor.
Sweep the floor. Oh man. Anyway, do we want to spend any time on Death Wish real quick before we get to chat?
Yeah, let's do that because we said we would. You watched the trailer. What'd you think?
So
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. So first and foremost, Bruce Willis looks old.
He does.
Looks really old. He looks. You know, ever since the last Die Hard movie or so, or even Red 2, Bruce Willis has this kind of weird plastic look to his face. I don't know. It's just very. It looks very drawn.
Well, at his age, it's probably a lot of makeup.
I know, and that's the thing. It's just he doesn't. It's almost like he is a living embodiment of the uncanny valley in places. Thank you, Donald the Repentless.
Donald says, "I'd love to make some money on YouTube since that's not likely anytime soon. I work 2 jobs."
Ay, caramba. Did you mute yourself again?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I watched the trailer, and the way they did the trailer made it seem like it reminded me of the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, the first one, because at a certain point it goes from being like gritty, kind of scary to this is almost comedic or cartoonish, the way that they presented it in the preview, at least the one I saw. But
Real
I
quick,
didn't. Yeah, so
guys, right after this, we're going to be doing question time. So start asking your questions now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And we'll scroll up. Anyway, first and foremost, I don't see how the way they presented it makes it what Death Wish should be, at least at its heart, which is a revenge story, because they had Bruce Willis being like smiling and making jokes and stuff. And secondly, I also don't see how this isn't going to cause a clusterfuck in the wonderful world of social media, because you've got a white guy running around killing black guys, even if they are criminals.
Right. Yeah.
I just like, So I don't know. What did you think of it?
I thought it looked like a Bruce Willis movie.
Well, there's that too, sure.
Death Wish is a very particular brand of very violent movie.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't your 80s action movie. This was even if you've seen the original Dirty Harry, that's even gritty by today's standards.
Yes.
Death Wish made that look like a fucking PG movie. I get that they're going on the same concept as his wife is killed, and there's that part of the revenge story, but everything else I saw from that was just Die Hard. It
looked like the violence was played for laughs is the problem.
Yeah, and like I said, Death Wish was fucking gritty. It wasn't a joke movie. This was brutal revenge.
Charles Bronson never smiled in that movie, except when his family was alive, and usually after killing somebody.
Yeah,
and it kind of depresses me, because I would like to see a dark and gritty movie. It doesn't even necessarily have to have a whole bunch of like violence in it, but a serious adult film. And I'm not talking about X-rated. I'm talking about a film with adult themes that is handled maturely and is also, kind of dark and gritty. That doesn't have a Hollywood ending. This looks like the same old bullshit.
Yeah, the closest I've seen to that is actually John Wick. I still haven't watched John Wick 2. But the closest we've seen to because he doesn't smile, and let's be honest, this is the guy who loses his mind because his fucking dog got killed.
Yeah.
That is, from what I saw of the trailer for the new Death Wish, John Wick is more Charles Bronson than Bruce Willis is.
Yeah, and John Wick is a graphic novel in movie form to begin with, so it's already a bit over. Yeah. It's ridiculously over the top, and it's. I've seen bits and pieces of John Wick 2, and they sort of extend this world building universe they've got going, and that by itself is kind of cool. John Wick isn't. It's too superhero cartoony to be the kind of movie that I'd like to see. Not that it's a bad movie or anything. It's a cheesy movie.
No, I'm just saying it's the closest I've seen.
Yeah,
probably since the mid '80s.
Well, no, you know what? There is one movie, and this is the weird thing. A movie that is essentially in everything but name a remake of Death Wish. Jodie Foster did a movie several years ago called The Brave One, and it is effectively the female version of Death Wish. And there is this great. I mean, in the realm of filmmaking, it's a great scene. There's a scene where she and the detective, who is 100% sure that she's the woman going around vigilante and killing people, but has no proof of it, and they're sitting at they're sitting in a diner, and the shot shows them sitting next to each other, talking to each other, without looking at each other. And then the camera kind of moves back, and you see that the entire scene you've just been watching was in the diner's mirror. And the way they did it was just great. It's like this reflection. It's all this symbolism and everything. Oh, it's so good. The movie itself is about the kind of gritty that I would hope to see in a movie like this. It doesn't make the violence entertaining. It shows the aftermath of doing these horrible things on our protagonist. She's not like happy about it. She's almost like insane. The ending is it's a happy ending, more or less. But if you want to see something that's within the last 20 years, go watch The Brave One. It's pretty good up until right at the end. But anyway.
Okay, now on to question times, guys. That's our final review of what we've seen so far of Death Wish. We'll let you know, keep you posted with later stuff.
Yeah.
Catherine, I'm not even going to try to say your last name, asks, how old were you when you saw your first porn material? I was 5 or so. My older brother was 7, got into my dad's porn.
Well, I mean, there's a photograph of me that my parents have, and I think they've given it to me now in my stack of stuff, of me when I was like 3 or 4, holding up a copy of Hustler.
Nice.
My dad was joking around and everything. As far as what I can remember, because I don't remember that, I'm sure something happened before this, but the one that jumps out in my head was the time that I ended up over at a friend's house, and his older brother let us watch Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And the scene with the nurse dresses for the kid. Oh man, that was like a revelation. I was like, oh, booby. This is great.
Todd Packer asks, have you seen the 80s movie Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme? Of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
In the 80s, after Bloodsport, I watched everything he did. It was all cheese. Bloodsport is still the best movie, but yeah, I like several of them.
Kickboxer and Bloodsport are almost because the training montage in Kickboxer, man, that almost beats Rocky IV. Almost. Any
thoughts on this? Comes from Quill. Any thoughts on William Shatner triggering snowflakes on Twitter?
Oh, that was hilarious. That was funny, especially the Star Wars writers. That was hilarious.
I like stars who trigger special snowflakes. Just because it's funny.
The downside to that is that these are the people writing Star Wars now.
Oh yeah, they are.
Which depresses the hell out of me because I love Star Wars far more than I love Star Trek. So,
well, they've been writing Star Trek for a long time, so welcome to my world.
I know.
Let's see. Trying to find where the chat jumped on me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch back up to where I was. There we are. Has anyone seen Razor Fist's review of those movies? I have not.
No.
Do you think they should bring back Candyman? Not really. I was never a big fan.
I think the first and even the second one to a certain extent were fine the way they were. I don't see the need for a reboot at all. Honestly, if you can watch the first Candyman today and still be creeped out by it, it's still a pretty good horror movie, honestly.
Anyone ever heard of Pontypool?
Yes, I own a copy of Pontypool. Pontypool is a really interesting little movie. It's basically a stage play. It's about a radio station in Canada that essentially has. It's not a zombie outbreak, but it's close. I won't say too much about it because it'll give away sort of most of the plot. But the guy who plays the radio station announcer, I forget his name all of a sudden, but he and his wife star in this movie, and it's a neat little movie. I really like it. The ending is completely bizarre. Like the last scene is just like, where the hell did that come from? But other than that, yeah, it's a really interesting take on the zombie genre, the genre. Yeah, so I have seen Pontypool. If you can find a copy of it, I recommend it.
Weibo asks, well, she doesn't ask, she says, talk about Jason Bourne and shaky cam. And to me, it's very much like watching a fucking Michael Bay movie. Believe it or not, they do go through quite a bit of choreography in the Jason Bourne movies.
Yes.
And they don't really need to because you can't tell what the fuck's going on half the time.
Yeah, I mean, the handheld can be used to great effect when you're trying to show motion and energy, like in car chases and stuff like that. But you have to be able to still understand the orientation of the characters and the movements involved, because if the shaky cam starts cutting off or causing, I mean, and that's really the thing. I really empathize with editors. They're handed a bunch of shaky cam footage, and then they have to construct a scene using it when there's no like continuity to one thing to the next and all that stuff. So that stuff has to be really carefully done. And
well, it's almost, you're almost as old as I am, so you remember before Steadicam became the norm. Back then, they went out of their way to try to keep it as steady as they could.
Yeah, lock it down.
You could still see a little bit of movement, but it wasn't bad. They were trying to get away from that.
Right.
And to take that and use it as an artistic style, you still, as you said, you still need to be able to tell like character orientation, which is my problem both with the Bourne films and like Transformers, because in Transformers you just have bright metal objects on the screen real fast, and you can't tell what's going on. So I have no problem with them using it as a method, but they need to clean it up.
Yeah, and I'd also say that effective editing with steady shots can do a far better job than shaky cam in trying to express movement or energy in a scene. If you edit it correctly, you can have lockdown dolly shots and things that do all that stuff without having to shake the camera around just to make it,
Well, in that same regard, if you use the older style equipment or even make an approximation thereof, you can do all of the Jason Bourne fights and just do it from a little bit of a distance.
Sure.
They get right up in there is one of the biggest problems. You can still have all of the shakiness you want, as long as I can see who the hell's on, I can identify Matt Damon.
The best use of shaky cam recently was in Logan.
Oh,
where I think I told you about this. So the scene where Professor X goes completely like bonkers and the entire downtown of Las Vegas or whatever is under his thrall. That whole visual effect was the result of them shaking the camera really, really hard during every filming part of it, and then using software that's supposed to auto steady your picture. And because they shook it so hard, the auto steady thing caused it to like blur around the edges and all over the place. So effectively, that entire effect was done in camera. It's really cool and it's really cheap the way they did it, but it makes it for a great effect. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Your boy Pat asked if we remember the movie Savage Streets. It sounds familiar.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look it up real fast.
Yeah, exactly. I do know it. I don't. Oh God, who? Give me a tidbit, monkey. Jog my memory.
Crossbow armed. Oh, Linda Blair. Oh,
whoa!
I've never seen this. The name is very. God, that picture of her looks so familiar, though.
Savage Streets.
Damn, she was cute.
Oh God. Now that is an '80s poster right there.
Oh, dude, you should just go to the
that's
pictures from this. Oh, look, that's titties.
Oh, yay, boobies. What is it? Is it Linda Blair boobies?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I see. Oh, it's somebody else.
Oh, that's not her?
No, is she blonde?
Well, she's not really blonde in the movie.
Well, I know, but that's not her. She's somebody else. I recognize that.
Oh, no, I thought that was just brunette. Okay, we're going to stop talking about this woman's titties. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
We got distracted.
Anyway, I've heard the title, but I don't think I've ever seen Linda Blair in an action movie. That's pretty
I think I have seen that, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
But then again, Scribe and I were talking about Tango and Cash, and when we were first talking about it again, I told him there was only one scene I remembered. And then I started watching the movie, and it all came flooding back to me. So if I saw it again, I'd probably remember.
Yeah, my copy of that is on order. It should be, if it's not already ready for pickup at Walmart today, I'll pick it up on Monday, and I'll have it ready, and then we can plan out when we want to do some stuff with those movies.
Cool. Scotch asked when I'm going to check my DMs. I'm checking right now. What am I looking at here? Am I supposed to be seeing the stuff about Venezuela?
Yeah, Venezuela sucks. Don't go there.
Yeah. We've talked about them a couple of times the last few nights.
Yeah, Venezuela's a shithole. Don't go there right
now.
Shithole,
don't go.
Yeah. Lose your life.
Let me see. I'm trying to find the questions, guys. Sorry. And I'm still going in order. Oh, fuck. It just jumped on me. I hate that. Google. Fix that shit.
Here's a quick one. Jack Cochran asks, have we ever seen the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury movie? I did.
I have not.
I did. I saw it on TV when it first premiered. I don't remember much at all about it, except that lots of leather outfits for the SHIELD agents, which actually I kind of appreciated because at least they got, the uniform sort of right-ish in that show versus Agents of SHIELD, where they kind of waver a little bit.
You guys have been very talkative. If we've missed your question, please re-ask it because there's a ton of shit there. I will scroll back some. Sorry, there's just, you guys have been awesome tonight. Thank you. Have you ever played Streets of Rage?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Streets of Rage. Yes.
Which fictional character would you most want to see in a fight to the death? Which fictional characters?
Fictional character?
Characters.
Um,
I think I mean, for the most part, I've seen them do it. I mean, like Luke and Vader fighting to the death. That's one I wanted to see. And granted, it turned out they actually handled that very well.
Cesar Romero's Joker versus Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Aren't
I can't pick who I'd want to win there.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's that would be a perfect matchup. It's like, well, do you go for the classic or do you go for the modern? And there's so many different. I mean, and the methods they would try to attack each other with would be so diametrically opposed, just based on style. It'd be great.
Yeah.
It would be great. Like Cesar Romero would like throw a giant like sparkling bomb at him. Oh God. Anyway.
Scotch says, Ranting Monkey and Scribe, please have a stream talking about Venezuela. No, I'm not doing a whole.
One topic like that. Yeah, not for a news topic.
Remember the Warriors. Can you dig it,
Yes.
sucker? From Make Europe Strong
Can you dig it?
Did someone
Cyrus.
mess with my site? I wouldn't have got that a week and a half ago, but I get it now. And you know what? Watching it again and knowing, I don't know how as a kid, I never picked up on that was when he was getting set up.
Right. Oh no, I didn't get that as a kid until the second time I saw it, because I understood more of it, because it was still a little bit too nuanced for me at that age. But as soon as I saw it the second time, I was like, oh, I see. It wasn't quite a Ghostbusters moment, but it was a little bit up there.
Do either of you guys remember an 80s science fiction movie called My Science Project? Yes.
Yes, the time machine thing, and the I think there's a dinosaur involved in there somewhere, if I remember correctly. Let me double check.
There's a whole lot of 80s movies I remember, and I remember seeing them, and I couldn't tell you what all happened in them.
Yeah, My Science Project. Military junkyard and find a time travel contraption from a UFO. Yes. Let's see. What else?
What else we got here, guys? Wow, it's already.
I know we're getting up there. 8 minutes to go. Have you been seeing the downfall of Joy Sparkles? We might have to talk about that tomorrow, because I don't know anything about what the latest is on that.
I will catch up on it. I know it's been a shit show.
Did you guys like the Evil Dead movies? Yeah. I mean, the first Evil Dead, man, that tree rape scene, man, that still is brutal. That movie was relatively scary and brutal and gross. Evil Dead 2 was just a remake of Evil Dead, really. And then Army of Darkness was just hilarious and great by itself. I mean, even though it's a continuation of that story, it's its own little thing, and it's awesome. I haven't seen the series yet. I haven't seen the TV series, unfortunately.
Okay, let's see this real quick. Have you seen the fundraiser for a new comic called Patriotica? I have.
I have not. I don't know.
I don't have much of an opinion on it. It's the dude made enough money to make his comic book, so you should look it up. It's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Shady Grin asks if I've seen his nudes. No, I haven't. I'll pass. Sean Lee asks,
Monkey can still see things, so no, he hasn't seen your nudes.
Oh, and sorry, Patriotica was asked by P-Dog Knight. I'm trying to get better about names. I've been saying that for a long time, but I really am. Sean Lee asks, what's your favorite type of bridge?
Whatever the dentist does to make sure my teeth don't fall out.
Nice.
Let's see. Lacey Barker says, what about the movie Dead Alive? So good. Yes, one of Peter Jackson's earlier movies. The grossest scene in a movie I can recall, honestly, is that scene where they're having the custard or the soup or whatever with grandma there. Just thinking about it turns my stomach right now, and I still have food to eat.
Mega Monster asks, I keep hearing about downfalls. Why are people from this community constantly doing this to themselves?
That's probably a longer conversation.
It really is. The short answer is some people are not as smart as you might think.
Or some people get caught up in believing their own press and the egos exceed the reality.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And
Depends
recommend
on
you
things.
watch a couple of Teal Deer videos, believe it or not.
If you want to see some good examples of what leads to that, or some really good cautionary tales, Mr. Medicare has done a series now on figures from that guy with the glasses, and I used to watch those guys all the time way back when, and everything he says is so on point. It's amazing. So yeah, look up Mr. Medicare's channel and watch his That Guy with the Glasses series from the beginning through the most current one. And even he, at a certain point, says these are cautionary tales about what happens with content creators if you're not careful. And that I think those will kind of give you an idea of why downfalls occur, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. I never watched those guys, and I do want to plug his series here because the only one I've watched is Angry Joe, and that's only because he's still around.
Yeah.
But the other ones I had never seen, and Medicare 1 makes it very interesting. And it is a wonderful, it's how do you spell it? Metokur.
Yes. And I used to watch Nostalgia Critic and Angry Joe and Spoonie and Linkara and Cinema Snob and all these guys. I used to watch that stuff like it was cotton candy all the time. And so when I eventually grew out of it, or I just got tired of it, or a lot of the things that Medicare mentions as what caused the fan base to leave, I was part of that. So
real quick, our buddy Bloodwing, sorry if I've missed this before. He said one more time. Ranting Monkey, not a question, but self-shilling. Shooting for tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern for my first NFL stream. So check that out, guys.
Yay, NFL.
Brian Sanders says, I meant two characters, each from completely different series like Batman versus Spider-Man, RoboCop versus Terminator. I don't know. I'm not. That's something I can't answer. I don't know.
An Ent from Middle Earth and Groot. There you go.
There you go. One of the problems with those kind of you know what? Jesus versus Muhammad.
I think Muhammad wins.
I don't know. Jesus got that resurrection power.
Yeah, but he only gets to do that once.
We don't know that.
There's no second coming yet.
Maybe he's not rubbing it right. Guys, we are in the last 3 minutes here. Did they do a RoboCop versus Terminator movie? Not that I'm aware of.
They should. I mean, for Freddy versus Jason, but given the fact that they're still trying to make Terminator a viable franchise after all these different reboots, because time travel is a really fun plot device, it'll never happen.
Bearing says nope. I don't know what that's in.
There was a RoboCop versus Terminator comic book series from Dark Horse, if you can go look that up, but that's probably Collector's Item City by now.
Sorry. Cormanizarant, I don't know how to say that. I apologize. I got as close as I could. Has asked us, have either of us heard or talked about hashtag Make Mine Milkshake from Marvel? No.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
I'll have to look it up.
Look at Steven Crowder's video and Jesus wins no contest, says Brian Sanders.
Yeah.
Ranting Monkey and Scribe Light, what's your guys' favorite shark movie on the Sci-Fi Channel? Did you see they've made a Sharknado 5?
Oh, of course. Of course. If those things make money, they will continue to make them forever. I have no doubt. And it's everybody's just happy. You know that Donald Trump he wanted to be cast as the president in like Sharknado 3 or something.
That's cool.
And he almost was, I guess, but then things didn't get lined up. So he could have played the president before he became the president. That'd be hilarious.
Weebo Jones says, last question. Do you like waffles? Yes, I like waffles.
Yes, I like waffles.
I like waffles. I do, but I prefer pancakes because I like, I don't want to say soggy, but I like soft food.
Waffles over pancakes, unless the pancakes are in animal shapes, then probably animal pancakes.
There was a woman I used to work with that used to piss off everybody because she'd make cookies. And she primarily made them for me, but she'd bring enough for everyone. And she always undercooked them because that's how I liked them.
Oh God! And then everybody got disease.
Oh, nobody got disease. You can eat undercooked cookies. Damn it.
No, you get the whatever that stuff is when you eat undercooked eggs. Salmonella. That's it.
I've been eating my cookies that way for 42 years. Never had salmonella. Is that a coincidence? I think not.
Whoa.
Guys, it is 11 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us, Chad. Thank you for all the donations tonight. Thank you guys for showing up. It still amazes me every time we get on here and you guys are there. You are awesome. Thank you so much. SDA, sorry you had some internet problems. We'll see you next time. Scribbles, a pleasure as always. Guys, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.